On Thursday, September 29th, 2022, our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai kindly set aside time from her intensive meditation retreat to call Supreme Master Television team members and check on their welfare and comfort. During the conversation, the team reported to Master some recent disturbing news coming from Russia as well as Iran, and asked for her thoughts and wisdom on the significance of the events.
Russia is calling up new conscripts because they're planning on more than 300,000 new draft notices to be issued because they are actually losing in Ukraine. They call it 100% mobilization. But many are actually queuing up at the borders surrounding Russia and leaving the country because they don't want to fight and die in this war in Ukraine. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, I know that. I read them also. And poor things, poor people, they wanted to flee because they know the war in Ukraine is immoral. It's full of atrocity and there's no reason at all to have a war there.
Yes.
They all know that. They also protested a lot, many times, but Russian authorities keep imprisoning them, sometimes thousands at one time, everywhere.
Yes.
And now that they know there's no other way, they run away. I read that some say, I'm not going to die for Putin, I'm not going to be cannon fodder, Putin wants to make meat out of me, or something like that.
Yes.
Many Russians want no part of this war. Human rights groups say around 1,200 protesters have been arrested and given draft cards. I'm not going to die for Putin, this protester said. Many Russians are trying to dodge the draft. Failure to report is a crime.
10,000 Russians have crossed a day here since Putin's mobilization decree almost a week ago. Some fleeing call-up papers they've already been sent. Like Nick, on the run now, to avoid fighting in Ukraine.
I want to leave for Russia because I'm an engineer and scientist, and my government wants to make meat from me.
I don't want to kill people and I don't want to be killed. I don't need this war. I don't support Putin.
It's useless, and poor people, they don't want to fight. It's bad for them because they have not been trained even.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And just jumping in like that, wearing the clothes and taking up the gun which they don't know how to use.
Right.
And their children are crying. I saw some clip that child was crying, Daddy, Daddy, don't go, don't go. Oh, come back. Oh man, it's heartbreaking when I saw all that. It's terrible, terrible.
Yes, it is.
Russia's newest recruits say goodbye to their families without knowing if they will return home alive. Daddy, goodbye. Please come back, this child cries. Across the country, men are loaded onto buses and planes. This long line of fresh conscripts in Kurba in Russia's Far East. Just some of the 300,000 people Vladimir Putin wants to fight his war sent on their way. And while some are fighting, others are fleeing. Thousands on the road trying to get over the border into Georgia, Kazakhstan and Finland.
Why is Putin doing that? It seems he's not stopping, just continuing.
Yeah, I also asked like that. I also asked heaven why.
Oh.
Then they told me he's not human, that's why.
Wow.
He's a demon. Even if it looks like his body, or maybe one of his double, or maybe they took up his body, it's a demon inside him, it's not him.
Whoa.
Well, you don't have to believe me. I mean, you can look at what he's doing, and you know what heaven told me is true.
Yes, that's right.
What kind of human would do this to begin with, since hundreds of days ago already?
Yes, exactly.
What kind of human would have done such things?
No normal human.
Yeah, it cannot be human anyway.
No, not human at all, right.
Going and just killing innocent neighbor citizens like that. And now he's going to kill more of his citizens by drafting these innocent, untrained, helpless, forced men into his army to go in there to die. Right now, almost 60,000 Russians already die in Ukraine.
Wow. Wow.
And how many armies, commanders, leaders, and generals have died already.
Right.
And recently, his top commander of the army also died in the war.
Yes.
Even those commanders and generals, they are well trained, they are seasoned soldiers, but they are dying to no end like that. They keep dying.
Yes.
Not to talk about these new conscripts who are not trained. Poor things. No wonder they keep fleeing to different countries. But right now, I read that Russia even made a draft office at the border.
Yes.
Because all the men are fleeing to the border, and it's miles long. It's a traffic jam there.
Yeah, that's right.
Too many cars. And Putin went hiding somewhere in some special palace and let all this happen.
That's right. Oh, gosh.
So, he's not human.
No.
No human would have ever done that. The thing is, I keep praying, but heaven told me that humans are so bad. They had to pay. So that's why all these demons and devils and whatever is non-human and bad for the world are coming up in all the powerful seats in order to destroy humans.
Oh, dear.
You can see that so obviously. No need for me to say anything, and it's so sad, so sad, so sad.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell anybody to listen to me. I don't know if anybody ever listens. On Supreme Master Television, I told many things, everything already. But even then, people are so blind, so deaf, they're so poisoned, and they don't even listen. They don't understand what I said. Either don't want to or don't listen. Some people even say, oh, never mind, if you catch COVID one time, you will never catch it again. My God. So that person never listens to any news. Not to talk about Supreme Master Television, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Millions of people died just from the first time in the beginning of COVID. You know that, right?
Yes, Master.
And even now, long-term COVID is something to worry about.
Yes, it is.
And one of the persons had COVID and transmitted it to one of the disciples. And now she has heart problems.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I had to tell her, go and find this doctor, that doctor. She thought, oh, it's just a heart. My God, I say, it's a heart. It's not just a heart. She say, oh, because it's COVID, it will get better, and then the heart will get better. I say, no, you must go see the doctor now. She's a specialist. See 2 or 3 doctors, second opinion, third opinion, until you get normal again. You can't just sit there doing nothing. You see, even just a disciple like that, I have to take care. So please, anyone who listens to me, please listen. I truly love you guys, and I want you to be healthy and happy. And I want this world to be a compassionate world, a normal world, not even compassionate. In a normal world, people don't even know the word compassion because there's no need for that word. No need to act compassionately because that's a normal way of life. Like it was in Eden before the snake came along and seduced Eve to eat the apple. And then Eve seduced Adam to eat the apple. That made everything chaotic and confusing and became worse. See that?
Right, yes, Master.
Anything else?
Yes, we have more news. The Kremlin is holding a sham vote to take over the occupied regions of Ukraine. It began on September 23rd. Armed officials are going door to door collecting votes. And they now say all residents in the 4 occupied regions voted to join Russia.
The Kremlin says it will annex 4 Ukrainian regions on Friday after what Ukraine and the West say were sham referendums. Russia will claim control of Donetsk and Lugansk and parts of Zaporizhia and Kherson. The areas are home to up to 4 million people in total and make up around 15% of Ukraine's territory. Ukraine and much of the international community say the votes were illegal and not free or fair, and already say they won't accept any kind of annexation from Russia.
There's a number of people who have to put something like that agreement mark on the ballot. And why? Because a man comes to every house with a rifle and asks them to vote. What should people do when an armed person comes to their home? They're forced to sign the ballot.
A video from Mariupol, shared by the Ukrainian city government in exile, shows armed soldiers following election workers into residential buildings.
Of course. What a shame. Don't they know any shame? But of course not. Putin is not human. Whatever that Putin can be nowadays.
Yes.
He's not human anyway. He's there to destroy humanity as much as he can. He's there to kill his citizens and to kill the Ukrainians. You saw that very clearly. Even children can see it.
Yes.
I saw that also, all these shameful things. But because humans created so much blood karma, so now it's all demons' work. There are hundreds of thousands of bad demons everywhere to kill humans using different methods.
Wow.
Even monkeypox, before there was nothing, we never heard about it. And now many tens of thousands of people already got it. And 26 died. You saw it on our Supreme Master TV, huh?
Yes, Master.
For example, like that. And many other diseases, many new bugs, new insects, new viruses, and all kinds of things that people don't even know about. There was one man, he was just taking some antidepressant medicine, and his skin turned greenish blue.
Wow.
They just saw the hands, for example. His face, his skin turned greenish brown.
Wow.
People take antidepressants everywhere in the world. People have taken them already many times. Many people, and nothing happened.
Yes.
Now everything just happens out of nowhere. And humans still don't learn, don't stop being violent or indirectly violent, killing all the innocent animals, people, and eating them, and get sick, get bad karma, get war, get pandemics, epidemics, and all kinds of things like that. Also, all of this Ukrainian war happened thanks to NATO refusing Ukraine membership, and thanks to whomever supported that decision from NATO obstructing Ukraine getting into NATO.
Right.
So now NATO has an excuse not to go in there and fight and have Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
But the Ukrainians, they're truly brave, truly good. All that, and they still taking back thousands of square kilometers of the occupied land from Russia.
Yes.
Even though they sacrifice so much, but they still continue doing it. And so for the new draft, they just draft anybody, even an old man. An old man with whatever disease on the internet. Something like that even. An old man drafted.
Wow.
And now if people flee across the border, they install some office there to catch them, to draft them right there at the border.
Yes, Master.
But this will only be killing the Russians more.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
The Kremlin, or this devil, so-called Putin, is really pushing his citizens out to die, putting them in harm's way, in death's way.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
There are people trying to flee the country, and even those who are successfully forced into the military service will be poorly motivated, very little training, and they don't have the equipment to give to them. So they're just going to be cannon fodder thrown into this conflict, which is, again, why they want to leave the country rather than be put in that situation.
As if before the draft, not enough soldiers had died or suffered or been wounded.
Yes, Master.
As if he has not made enough widows already of his own young woman citizens, young and old alike.
Yes, Master. There's bad news. In Iran, a woman died after being beaten by the police over the hijab law. She failed to meet the strict hijab rules on women's dress. And she was violently arrested by the police and died.
Yeah, I know that. It's very sad. I've been sad in tears after that. Such a bad news. You know, the government of Iran has to do something. Otherwise, this incident will cause more people death. Right now, maybe 17 people die already. The woman went out to protest. 17 people died already because of protesting, because of maybe scuffle with the police or something. But there will be more deaths if the government doesn't set the record right.
At least 17 people have been killed in Iran as unrest flares across the country over the death of a Kurdish woman while in police custody. While the official death toll is at 17, which includes 5 security personnel, a rights group says it has counted at least 31 civilian deaths. Anti-Iranian government protests are spreading across the world following the death of a 22-year-old woman in police custody earlier this month. Activists say Iranian forces have killed at least 76 protesters during several days of unrest. In the nation, hundreds have been arrested.
These police people call themselves morality police, but they don't have morals.
Yes.
They cannot be let off the hook like that, because this will make a bad reputation for the whole of Iran.
Yes.
Yes.
And people will be afraid to do business there or to go there. I would be afraid. I'm afraid to go there, truly. Some time ago, I was in one of the Arab countries, but I wasn't afraid because in that country, some people or the tourists don't wear any hijab, the scarf, over the head, yes?
Yes.
I saw many people didn't wear it, and they also wore anything they wanted near the beach. They also wore bikini or shorts or something like that. Not inside the restaurant, of course, but on the beach they can, and on the street they just wear, normal, and they don't wear a scarf, But I did wear the scarf, and I worry that I didn't wear it correctly. The reason I wore the scarf, the hijab, was because I wanted to show respect for that country's custom.
Yes, I understand, Master.
Even if I like it or not like it, I wear it because I'm in their country, okay? Yes. I just happened to pass by that country, and then I just felt like I should stay a little while there.
Yes, Master.
Because the people are very nice. They do their job properly everywhere, and you feel love from them. You don't have the feeling like, okay, I'm Asian, I'm not their countryman. No, I did not feel like that. They made me feel very loved, very welcome. Yeah, very, very welcome. So I wanted to stay there for a little while. And then I wore the hijab, the way they wear it. But I was worried I didn't wear it well because I never wore it, really. One time I passed by Dubai before. I just covered my head and held the scarf with my hand. And they even praised me, you are a very virtuous girl. So when I went to that country, one of the Arab countries, I wore the scarf, but I wasn't sure if it was correct. So in the bathroom, I asked one of the native ladies here, I said, please, can you teach me how to wear it correctly? Because I look at your scarf, it's always standing correctly, and mine is always falling down. I thought I did it correctly, but it's not true. There's a trick you have to learn. And it's so easy, but then if you don't know it, you don't know.
Oh, wow, understand.
You don't even have to knot it together. You just have to tuck it under the other side. And it will be done. And then I just wore it correctly like that. Luckily, if I was in Iran, for example, and I did wear the way I did before I asked the native to teach me, then I probably would be in prison by now. Or dead, beaten to death because I'm not moral. Who knows? Just to wear a scarf a little, maybe differently, or not correctly, or maybe it slides off by the wind or something. Or maybe you are in love and then you just couldn't hold it together, and then you'll be in prison and then die like that. Who would not be scared, huh?
Right, yeah.
Right, Master.
So a lot of women in Iran went out and protested, and nobody can blame them. They even cut their hair and burned the hijab just to show their frustration, anger, and grief for their countrywoman.
Yes, Master.
Imagine that. How immoral can it be if she wore it wrongly?
Yeah.
Just a little bit different. Maybe the wind blew it, or maybe she wasn't well at that time, or maybe she was in love and too happy to think. Many reasons can make people do things wrong.
That's right.
And she's not killing anybody by doing that.
No.
She's not deliberately trying to provoke the police or trying to disregard the customs. I'm sure she wasn't doing that. She was very young, right? Very young.
She is 22 years old.
Only 22 years old, my God. When I was 22, I couldn't think that much. Not as quick and smart like the 22-year-old people nowadays. I remember I didn't know myself anything. I was so simple. Very naive, very simple. Luckily, I was not in Iran. My God, I wanted to go to Iran some time ago. I thought, oh, so much history, so much reverence, so many Sufi masters and many Muslim masters.
Yes.
And the Prophet Muhammad was there, peace be upon him. I thought maybe one day, if I could afford it, I would go there for a pilgrimage to pay respect. That's what I thought.
Yes,
Master.
And now I don't dare. I won't dare to go. I won't. I don't want to leave you orphan so quickly. Who knows? Who knows? My God, if the police are allowed to arrest a young girl and put her in prison and do something that made her die like that because her family says she never had heart problems before.
Yes.
So this is new. They say that she had a heart attack and she died from it. But her family deny it and want an investigation.
Yes.
Protests have broken out in several parts of Iran over the death of a young woman in the custody of the morality police. On Tuesday, Iran's morality police arrested 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. Her crime was not wearing a headscarf. According to witnesses, she was beaten up inside a police van and they then took her away to a detention center. She then collapsed while in detention. And after spending 3 days in coma, Amini passed away in the hospital. Iranian authorities have rejected all claims of torture, saying that she fell ill while waiting for other women. But her parents say otherwise. They say their daughter was perfectly healthy and did not suffer from any chronic medical conditions. Her death has now sparked protests across the West Asian nation. Hundreds of protesters gathered out around the University of Tehran, shouting, "Woman, life, freedom." Some women have filmed themselves cutting their hair, while others took off their hijab and burnt them in videos. The public backlash was so intense that President Raisi has ordered a probe into her death. Filmmakers, artists, athletes, political and religious figures have taken to social media expressing their anger against the morality police.
And of course, they would be grief-stricken by now. Who can blame them? And I just hope that the police don't grab them and put them also in prison because of going against the police.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Yes,
I'm
Master.
scared for them also. My God, or sometimes when you're shopping or somewhere and then you're too busy and maybe your scarf falls down because of wind or something, or you're busy and then you just tuck it back quickly without thinking.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
I'm sure nobody was deliberately wearing the scarf the wrong way.
Right. Right.
Especially that girl. What for would she do that?
Yes, indeed.
For what reason would she do that? If she already have a hijab on her, why would she not do it? Just to provoke whom? To provoke the police? What kind of immoral thing did she do? Nothing. She would harm nobody by doing that. Even if she did that deliberately, would she harm anybody by that?
No, Master.
No, Master.
No. The moral police, if they're truly moral, would just go to her and remind her, oh, your scarf is not done properly. Please do it. That's all. Right?
Yes,
Right,
Master.
Yeah, it doesn't cost them anything. It's just a few seconds.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
a young girl. My God, she's like their daughter. How can they not protect the girl like their daughter, and an innocent citizen? Instead, harm her and throw her in prison. Even if the police did not beat her or do anything, but if they go into her cell, and look at her, that would scare her to death already, because he wouldn't know what she did wrong.
Right. Yes, Master.
Just a little thing like that. And they throw her in prison.
Yes.
Even if sometimes you drive in the wrong street, the police in other countries, they will stop you and give you a fine. That's it.
Yes.
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 That is much more harmful. And if you drink and drive, and if the police catch you and you breathe alcohol, then they would give you a fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Master.
But at least that's more harmful. And even if they are jailed, this is more harmful than just wearing the scarf wrongly.
That's right.
A little wrongly only. Not properly, that's what I say.